So talking a little bit about travel. So as we brainstormed about this over lunch this week, we talked about there are 3 or 4 main reasons that we like to travel. Um, First and foremost is to go and visit people that we care about, friends and family. That's probably our favorite trips to take.
Oh yeah.
Um, and second of all is to get to know a new place. Um, and then third of all is just to get away together. And it kind of doesn't matter whether we're seeing new people or going to a new place. We just sometimes like to just get out of our routine and have a different schedule and different reality together. And then on top of all that, every way that we travel in all of our life is to make new friends. So when we are traveling, we're not kind of as focused on
Tourist stuff.
tourist
Yeah.
stuff or like doing so many
Yeah.
things as we are on like maybe finding a place and settling in. Like we like to find a favorite
Culture.
cafe,
We look for culture, kind of. Yeah. Mom and pop shop.
mom and pop
Right.
shop.
Yeah.
Yeah, we like to kind of find a favorite place and then go back and just like kind of settle in and imagine if that was our life in that spot. Um, awesome.
Yeah. We like to travel by car too. So I actually we've been thinking about getting RV for traveling. So I might do some trip to Boston, to on the RV, and I think that will be fun. So that's something in my mind right now.
I'm a little intimidated about driving such a big car,
Yeah,
but
I know,
I'm
right?
excited about the
I might will
possibility.
need to get a new driver license, something like that. But we'll see. We'll see.
Yeah, I don't know. On
Um,
that note, in terms of like a road trip, I think we're kind of the slowest road trippers around, especially since we had our youngest child, because Alex can go in the car forever and not need a break. But with Shayla, I noticed that we kind of like go for a little bit and then stop for a long time and then go for a little bit and
yeah,
then stop for a long time. She doesn't enjoy like being in the car for a long time in a row. Similarly, when we went to the Dominican Republic,
uh-huh,
instead of like making our flights so we could go straight from California and do a layover and then go to Dominican Republic, I had the brilliant idea of getting a hotel room overnight in Charlotte. And so we flew from California to Charlotte and we stayed the night that we
and
arrived
then
and then the whole
the whole day,
day. And
yeah,
then we took off again the next day. So that was nice. We like to travel slow and not rushed and not pressured. Um, oh, and when we were there in Charlotte, we went to the Museum of the New South,
mm-hmm,
which I thought was amazing. And I
yeah,
wanted to drop that in here. If you ever go to Charlotte, I highly recommend the Museum of the New South. I thought it was
yeah, it's a
amazing.
nice one. Yeah.
Um, and the other couple other things I want to talk about a little bit. Um, nice. They're saying RV is a good way to go.
Yeah,
Um,
yeah, RV is a good way.
One thing that I've really come to love, if you haven't done an all-inclusive, we highly recommend the all-inclusive experience, especially with a big group. Some of you know our friends Ja and Kelly when they did their wedding in Dominican
Yeah, that was
Republic.
awesome.
That was
Yeah,
amazing, and especially I think when we went out to dinner and maybe there were 20 people sitting around the table and everybody, some people are getting lobster and some people are getting like a cheese quesadilla
yeah,
and there's no bill at the end. It's just, you just eat what you want to eat and nobody has to worry about splitting the bill or picking up the bill. So that was amazing. Um, when you do something like an all-inclusive or a cruise, which I don't love cruises because I sometimes feel like I'm a captive target for marketing or just a captive in
okay,
general.
yeah,
um, but one of the things that Toby and I've gotten kind of good at too is looking for our own alternative excursions. So like when we were going to Jamaica and we started looking at the options for the excursions on the cruise trip, and they didn't have a trip to Bob Marley's home because it was pretty far out there.
Yeah.
It was like 2.5 hours drive maybe.
Actually, it was more because of the road, but yeah, I said it was like 4 miles, four to
What do you
no,
think?
it's not 9 miles, 9 miles away.
No,
Oh no?
no, you're totally off. It was
Okay.
like a few hours drive, and then we got out there and we loved it, and it was amazing and an experience we'll never forget. All the way driving out
Yeah,
there.
it was a long drive because it was one street that I remember we had to, when we find a car, we have to back up. Sometimes we had to back up
To let them go
to
by.
let the car pass by and then so
Uh-huh.
we can go again. So that's why it takes so long.
Yeah,
But it was like a mile, not two.
it was pretty fun.
Yeah,
It was pretty
9 miles.
amazing.
Yeah,
Anyway, so that's one recommendation. If you've got your notebook out and you're taking notes, definitely a recommendation is not to just stick with the excursions
tourism.
that
Yeah,
you're offered, but look and decide what it is you really want to do with your time. Similarly, when we were in Hawaii, um, we went and found a kayaking trip up a river, not kayaking, stand-up paddleboard, up a river that was kind of off the beaten, because especially when we were doing cruises, when you get stuck like in port, just kind of doing the tourist things, doesn't really appeal to
yeah.
us so much. Um, oh, and then the other thing I wanted to talk a little bit about um, is our timeshare. On
Yeah.
our third wedding anniversary,
We,
we went to a sales presentation for a timeshare, and we bought a timeshare in 2003. And the selling point that they made for us was that it's vacation insurance. So you're paying up front and you're paying these monthly dues, but when it comes time and you need a vacation, it's already paid for. Um, so that's something that we got the WorldMark um, timeshare. And I don't know if we sat through that presentation today that we would necessarily do that,
yeah.
because now we have the time and the money that we need to go and vacation when we want to. But I think it was a great investment for us when we were young, 23, 26,
Yeah. Yeah.
26 and 28. It was a great investment so that we actually did just keep taking vacations. And I don't know that we
Yeah.
would have gotten to where we are now
Because they
with
do
the
have a
sanity.
yeah, they do have a beautiful places. And this was free, right?
It's not free.
It's not free, but it's kind of like
It feels free.
it feels free, right?
Yeah.
Yeah.
And
So
actually, the thing I like about those too is condos,
yeah,
because when we go to those a lot, then you can go to the grocery store and you can cook and you can do your own laundry. I always try to do laundry on the last evening that we're there so that when I get home, I can just unload the clean clothes into the drawers.
yeah.
So, um, yeah, that's kind of all my notes. Do you have anything else about travel?
Well, travel. I like to travel. I like to just talk to people that from the if I find the people I live on the street and I can talk to them, even better because I will know more about what's going on and more. It's a better story.
We've always had
Uh,
amazing interactions, especially with
yeah, yeah.
taxi drivers.
You remember the guy that we went the island right here,
Catalina?
Catalina Island, and the older man was talking all
Hmm.
about. I mean, come on, it took like an hour to talk to us about the island,
Hmm.
and I mean he raised there, right?
Yeah.
Yeah, he was like 70 years old man, tell all about the island, like he born and raised there, basically. That was cool. That was really entertaining.
So, what are we missing? What questions do you guys have, or what ideas do you guys have about travel? What are we forgetting to mention? There's three of you out there, so come on. Where have you always wanted to go but haven't been there yet? Oh, so many places.
Oh man.
My number one is probably Costa Rica. I want to go so bad. Number two is probably Bali. I like to be on the beach. I like tropical, but I also like that kind of rainforest feel. Probably my favorite place that I have been is Hawaii, is Maui. I like that afternoon rain, kind of drizzle in the sunshine, the rainbows and all that,
The flower smell
and the flowers smell.
all over the island. Yeah, it's awesome.
Mhm, mhm.
Yeah.
You didn't say yours. Where would you want to go? You haven't been yet.
Um, I would like to go to Greece.
Mm-hmm.
That's some place I like to go visit. But I do want to go tour Europe. I want to go to France. I want to go to Amsterdam. I want to go to Portugal. And
Go
most,
back to Portugal.
yeah, and most of the reason actually I want to go to Europe is because I have a lot of friends and families on there. And at time of Corona, everybody was at home, so I had a opportunity to talk to a lot of people, all over the world, and I all promised them when the Corona is gone, I'm going to do a tour, around the world and see everybody. And I always come on my promise, and I'm going to stick to it.
Okay.
We're going to do a tour of the world and see everybody that we want to see and have fun. Yeah.
When
So
Corona's done.
when Corona is done, hopefully it's done soon. So. Yeah, we are very motivated right now to travel. Like now that we only need our phone basically to do our job. Yeah, it's really cool. So I'm
It is
really
really
excited
cool.
about it. Yeah. Um, yeah.
Philip says Germany. Darren says Australia. Yes, I
Yeah,
really would love
Australia.
to go to
Yeah,
Australia as well.
yeah.
I have a cousin who spent a
A
year.
year there. Yeah, that's
The
true.
family lived there for a year, so I would love to go with them. In particular, I love to get shown around a
Hmm.
little bit. Um, Germany, France, do the train to travel Europe for sure. I've
Oh
heard that
yeah,
as
oh
well.
yeah, oh yeah.
I think we're a little too old to be hitchhiking around Europe.
Not the train will
I
be.
know. We're a
Yeah,
little too old for
yeah, yeah,
hitchhiking.
yeah,
Yeah, I
yeah.
think the train's a good call.
The trains will go and it's faster.
But I think we'd really enjoy the hostel life because we do like making new friends.
We enjoy anything.
Yeah, we do.
Yeah.
And that's actually something else I thought about but not put in my notes to talk about travel. Um, is that I think that what works is just going with the flow.
Yeah.
Staying cool, calm, and collected, and enjoying whatever you're doing,
It's
and
definitely
not having too high of expectations for what you're going to accomplish.
it's definitely less stress.
Yeah.
It's just a less stress when you actually if you don't have a plan. You go to place and you just you can pick up a newspaper. So oh I think that looks nice. Let's go there.
Hmm.
Easy. So it's fine for me. For you I think I like to not much the plan. Just I want to go to Greece. Let's go find out what is there.
Yeah.
You know what I mean?
We'll figure it
So
out when we get
yeah,
there.
yeah.
Yeah,
Figure out
pretty
what is there.
much.
Yeah,
Mostly. We got another comment.
yeah.
You could still hit, but maybe hard. Oh, the hitchhike? Yeah, it might be hard with the little one and with three of us. Yeah. Yellowstone.
Oh,
Margaret, you have a desire to go to Yellowstone? That's where you'd like to go? Motorcycle trips around Europe every 2 years. That's amazing. Darren, where's your favorite part of Europe to go to? Because I've only been to Portugal.
yeah.
We went in 2004. Um,
Yeah, I live in Portugal when I was little, and I went there when I was no, in the 2004. We went there. Um,
and you haven't really gone
yeah,
to any else of Europe since you were little.
yeah. I was little. I mean, 5 years old. I show up in France and Orlando with my dad, but that's it. I don't even remember. So I like to go back there actually, because my grandfather actually lived in Amsterdam for 60 years.
60?
Yeah, 60 years.
Wow.
So that's they. I have a lot of families on there that I haven't met cousins yet.
Darren agrees. He says the best trips we did were with the least detailed travel plans.
Yeah, yeah,
Yeah,
yeah.
I agree.
Yeah, much fun, less stress.
Hmm.